The Children of Time. My name is Daniel Vargas, a theoretical physicist whose life revolved around equations and simulations until that night when everything changed. I was working on a project related to the manipulation of space-time when a man appeared out of nowhere in my lab. I don't remember hearing the door open. He was just there, watching me. His appearance was strange. He was wearing clothes that seemed to be from several eras at once, and his eyes were so intensely blue that they seemed to pierce my soul. "Do you know what you're touching, Daniel?" he said in a deep, slow voice. My surprise was immediate. How did he know my name? Before I could ask, he added, "You're playing with a force you don't understand. But don't worry, I'm here to explain and to warn you." What followed that conversation was the first of many revelations. That man, who introduced himself as Simeon, claimed to be a time traveler. But not just any time traveler. According to him, time travel was not a human invention, but an ability granted by entities that existed outside of time itself, watching us as if we were insects trapped in amber. Simeon explained that time was not a straight line, but an endless cycle. Every decision, every possibility, created forks that gave rise to alternative versions of our reality. However, travel between these realities was not free. There were rules imposed by the observers, intangible entities that watched over the temporal flow to prevent humans from destroying it. "Time is not yours, Daniel," Simeon told me, while his eyes seemed to shine in the gloom. "The observers created it to keep us in balance. Every time a human tries to change something, there is a price." I asked him what kind of price. Simeon looked at me with a mixture of compassion and terror before answering. "The first time, they take something small from you, a memory, an insignificant detail. But if you keep trying to change the past or the future, they start taking more until there's nothing left of you." As Simeon told me more, he began showing me visions. Using a device that looked like a mix of advanced technology and ancient artifacts, he projected images of a devastated future. Cities reduced to ashes, dry oceans, dark skies devoid of stars. "This is what happens when humans break the laws of time," he said. The most disturbing thing was recognizing myself in one of those visions, walking among the ruins with a blank face. I tried to understand how it was possible. Simeon explained that time travel didn't just alter the past and future, it fragmented the souls of those who traveled. Every time a person traveled, they left a part of themselves behind on the timeline they left behind, and those broken pieces began to form echoes, incomplete versions of the same person trapped at different points in time. Simeon was living proof of those consequences. Over his lifetime, he had traveled so many times that he had lost count. Each trip had stripped him of something, his memory, his emotions, even his identity. "I am no longer Simeon," he confessed one night, the device in his hand emitting a dim light. "I am an assemblage of fragments, an echo that the Watchers have allowed to exist to warn others like you." I felt a mix of pity and fear. Could I become him if I continued my research? Simeon assured me that there was still time to stop me, but there was something in his words that didn't fit. He seemed too keen on me abandoning my work. I decided to check it out for myself. That very night, I activated my prototype, not knowing that my curiosity would drive me to the brink of madness. As I turned on the device, I was pulled out of time. I found myself floating in an endless void where a voice echoed in my mind. It was not human, neither male nor female. It was as if time itself spoke. "Daniel Vargas, you have crossed a forbidden line." Huge figures, composed of light and shadow, appeared before me. The observers. They showed me the truth. Humans were not the first to discover the secrets of time. Many civilizations had come before us, and all had been wiped out when they tried to defy the laws that protected it. Simeon had lied. He was neither a hero nor a martyr. He was a pawn of the observers, a fragment of their will meant to deter those who came too close to the truth. "Time is not yours, Daniel. It is our experiment." I realized there was no way out. I had seen too much. My fate was sealed. Suddenly, the void began to crumble, and I knew the observers were rewriting my existence. I woke up in my lab, but I was not the same. My memories were blurry. My research had disappeared, and my reflection in the monitor glass showed a face I did not quite recognize. I know now that the Watchers are watching. That time does not belong to us. And every time I dream, I feel myself fragmenting a little more, slipping into a void where nothing remains.